The way that we imagine our relationships with machines is always either as subservient slaves, where the machines are serving us. We think of robots, of automation, of things that perform tasks for humans, or we think of them as threatening in some way, and we have a deep discomfort and fear of machines and machines becoming intelligent. What we were trying to approach was making a way that these machines could coexist with humans that didn't fit into either of those two kind of areas. The aerobes are fully autonomous in their behavior, meaning that the artificial life simulation makes all the decisions once the aerobes are up in the air. There's no pilot, there's no controller, there's no one telling them what to do and when.
We dug a lot into cognitive psychology here, and we looked at the research that underpins a lot of artificial life simulation, which is really based on psychology as we understand it, not just human psychology, but also animal behaviors and sort of modeling the motivations amongst animals and other biological creatures.
With an artificial life program, we start from motivations of the beings that we're creating. So we think about, what do these machines want? What do they feel? What would drive their behavior? And from that, we build from the bottom up a whole virtual mind for them.
There are two species. There are two kinds of machines that you'll see in the air. Together, we call them aerobes. Individually, the ones with 5 tentacles that are hanging off of them, those are called xenojellies, and they're named that because they're motivated by a sense of xenophilia. They're really interested in investigating and learning about creatures that are very different from themselves.
For these machines, which are made of inorganic materials, they're cold, they're autonomous, they're really interested in humans because we're organic, we give off heat. We're almost the most different thing that these machines could possibly imagine from themselves.
And so, for example, if there's a crowd of visitors that are hanging out in one space, relaxing or lying down, which often happens, they'll find that really interesting, and they might come over and hover over you and do some very specific behaviors as they're, sort of learning about you a little bit. And they may want to share that information with each other.
The other species of aerobe is called a planula, and they're a lot more plant-like than the xenojellies, almost more like algae or fungi, kind of on the threshold between animals and plants. Annika wanted to work with someone that wasn't just technically capable, but she wanted to work with someone that could understand her creative vision and could really help bring the feeling of these machines being alive to the visitors at the Turbine Hall.
There were quite a few parties involved in this project. We actually worked across several countries and continents, 4 different time zones, I believe, maybe 5. We actually expanded the idea and the concept of team instead of really just working in our silos, us doing the software development and kind of building the artificial life program.
We have both a deep technical background where we have the technical skills to complete a project like this, but we also have the creative skills and the collaborative skills to work with a multidisciplinary group of artists, of curators, of designers, all the different kinds of people that are working on this project, and use the technology as a piece that brings it all together to make the project whole.
People don't really see them as machines or as robots. They see them as man-made living creatures. And at the same time, I'd say a lot of people were really interested in the technology and in the psychological and cognitive underpinnings, which is just so amazing and kind of uncanny and such a wild thing that lands and connects emotionally with people.